the first thing you have to do is what's called a pattern interrupt. You already have this pattern, and you already know what the results of this pattern will be. If you get angry again, the result will be that you will fight. If you fight, you will break up. You already know that that's the result. So why would you keep doing the same thing if you already know that the result is not going to be what you want? And yet, somehow people keep doing the same thing that they don't want to do. People keep doing the same thing that gets the results that they know isn't what they want. If every time you get angry, you ignore your partner, and every time the partner gets more angry and then you break up, then you already know the result of that. And if you do it again, you already know what the result will be, so it should be obvious that you need to do something different. If every time you get angry, you start fighting, and if you fight, that will cause you to break up, and if you don't want to break up, then you should do something different next time. If a conflict arises, and it's just a small, ordinary, everyday conflict that shouldn't amount to anything, but then, because of your behavior after that, you fight, then you ignore, then you go off in separate ways, and then you fight more, and then it gets worse and worse, and then the entire day, hours and hours go by, wasted. Part of your life is in misery and hell. It goes on into the next day or the next day, and you've wasted so much of your life for nothing, for no reason at all, and you just totally created it in your mind, and it didn't even exist. In many cases, you're getting angry for no reason at all. It's an unconscious pattern. You already know that whatever it was that you were doing is not going to get you a positive result. If you do it again, every single time, it's not going to give you a positive result. So you need to interrupt the pattern. Anthony Robbins often illustrates that you can interrupt a pattern by doing something totally wacky. Just every time this happens, you go woo-hoo-hoo. You jump up and down and say, "Oh, I love you, I appreciate you," or do something completely different from what you have been doing every single time. Now, what I will recommend is that every time you start to get angry and frustrated, become aware of your breathing and begin to breathe more deeply. Your emotions are directly connected with your breath. If you become angry, your breathing will constrict, and you will stop breathing, and you will breathe very shallow. If you learn to change your breathing, you can change your emotions. So every time you start to get upset, frustrated, or sad, breathe in a conscious way. Breathe long, slow, and deep. And then you can change your state of consciousness immediately. It's virtually impossible to be frustrated and angry if you are actually calm and relaxed. So, your breath can cause you to become calm and relaxed if you are conscious about how you're breathing. So every time you start to have conflict, first thing is become calm and relaxed through your breathing. Then, instead of repeating the same pattern that you were doing before, where you get upset, and then it gets worse, and then it gets worse, and then your life gets worse, and it goes on for a long period of time, you're going to, from this point, you're going to stop that, and you're going to change that, and you're going to do something different. And first thing is you're going to become calm and relaxed, and then proceed from there. Because once you're calm and relaxed, you will be able to think more clearly, and you will be able to appreciate your partner more and think in a more rational way instead of getting out of control. First step is pattern interrupt. Second step is to collapse the anchor. Well, in a moment, the third step, I'm going to show you how to start creating new positive anchors. But there's a technique in NLP whereby you can collapse an anchor. Let me demonstrate how that works. First of all, Start thinking about all the things that you really love and appreciate about your partner. Now, this is what you need to do anyway to establish more of a positive anchor. What is it that first attracted you to this person? Maybe it was the sparkle in the person's eyes. Maybe if it's a woman, maybe it was her hair or the shape of her body. If it was a man, maybe it was his smile and the sparkle in his eyes. There's something about the way the person looked that was very attractive to you. Maybe it was the sound of the person's voice. Maybe it was the feeling of confidence and security that you feel when you're together with this person. Maybe it was the person's honesty and sincerity. Maybe it was the person's spiritual qualities that you really admire. Think about all of those qualities that you really love and appreciate about this person. Maybe it's the way the person's face lights up and smiles when she's watching a funny animated movie. Maybe it's the way you feel loved and the way you give love. You want to give and serve when you're with this person. You're inspired by this person. Maybe it's the person's knowledge, person's intelligence that you so admire. Think of all those qualities and get as specific as you can about how they look, how they sound, how they feel, even how they smell and taste. And put them all together. And these are all the things that you admire about this person and that you love and appreciate about this person, and put all of those things into your right hand and let it all become one object that represents all of the things that you love about this person. Maybe it becomes a shape and has a sound and a color. All of these things collectively now become a living thing in your right hand. Now, in your left hand, put all of the things that you dislike about this person. Ooh, I really don't like the way she makes this clicking sound. Oh, I really hate the way he leaves the toothpaste on the sink. I really don't like the way he insults me in public. I really hate the way she tells me what to do. All of these things. Why does she always start fighting for no reason? Why does she always make me feel so agitated? Why does she make me feel so angry? All of the things I don't like about this person. Put it all into your left hand and think about them in detail. All of these things. What do they look like? What do they sound like? What does it feel like? What does it feel like in your body, in your nervous system? And let all of that come into your left hand so that all of those feelings you have consciously, mentally placed in your left hand. Now go back to your right hand and remember all of those things that you love about that person, and let those things become stronger so that now they are blazing with light and power, and the things that you love about that person are stronger than anything, and you allow all of those things to become stronger than the things that you don't like, so that now they are vivid, blazing in color and light, and you feel it so strong that you reach over and pour it into your left hand, making the sound of shh. So that all the things that you love about that person are pouring into your left hand, washing away the things that you don't like about that person, so that all of your feelings for that person are now becoming one. This technique actually works on the nervous system and the mind in a way that is extremely therapeutic because it's resolving an inner conflict. And if you have an inner conflict, it's usually between different parts of yourself, especially between the right brain and the left brain. And there are other parts of yourself that may be in conflict about something. And when you do this therapeutic process, you are becoming more whole and healed about the way you feel about this person, and you have deliberately chosen to allow the things that you love and appreciate to overcome the things that you don't like about a person, so that that's more important, and this has become established inside of you, so that you're now whole and complete regarding this matter of your partner.